Coming up, details on the mandatory hazing training sent out earlier this semester, what the training entailed, and the student reaction to it.
And an update on the aftermath of the devastating flooding last summer in Kerrville, what the recent lawsuit from parents of victims could mean for Camp Mystic.
All this and more right now on Newswave. Good afternoon and welcome back to Newswave. Today is Friday, February 27th. I'm Lily Long.
And I'm Baden Russell.
Following the plan to convert Murchison and Calvert Halls to create senior-only single dorms on certain floors, a new senior meal plan was announced to accommodate students waiting to remain on campus. According to the Trinitonian, the meal plan is called the Tiger 100 Meal Plan, and it will give students 100 meal swipes and $200 of bonus bucks, costing $1,082.50 per semester. The meal plan was created to encourage students to utilize kitchen facilities that will be renovated in addition to the dorms, while still allowing access to campus dining options. This plan comes a year after major changes were made to all meal plans, including the removing of upperclassmen bonus bucks only plan, which gave juniors and seniors $2,364 of bonus bucks a semester. These changes were all met with negative reactions from students, but Trinity Dining claims that changes were made to emphasize the use of maybe dining hall.
On February 16th, the ballots officially closed for Trinity's new Quality Enhancement Plan. The Quality Enhancement Plan, or QEP, is a 5-year project undertaken by academic institutions to reaffirm their accreditation status and will implement new resources to the campus. While it was previously required by all institutions that are a part of the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges, they recently announced that it was actually no longer mandated. Despite this announcement, Trinity stated that they would continue to maintain the program. Francis Frey, the executive director of Institutional Research and Effectiveness, said, quote, "We don't do accreditation for accreditation. We do it because it's the best practice," end quote. Students had the chance to vote on which of the 5 proposed QEP programs they wanted implemented. Belonging Begins Here, Career Everywhere, Finishing Stronger, Pathways, and Work That Works. Based on the results, the final decision on which topic will be chosen should be made in early March, and the planning will begin soon after.
Trinity students were required to complete a mandatory stand-up to hazing training by Monday, February 23rd, or face a registration hold. The Trinitonian reports that this training has been mandated by the Dean of Students' office and is aimed to ensuring that the university is in compliance with the federal Stop Campus Hazing Act. This mandates that colleges and universities, like Trinity, track, report, and take steps to prevent hazing. While plenty of students agree that hazing needs to be prevented, some voice their opinions that the training was ineffective, arguing that the use of AI-generated images in the training undermines the importance of it, and the students viewed the training as a chore rather than something important. While the deadline to complete the mandatory stand-up to hazing training has passed, efforts from the university to prevent hazing will continue. Jarvis Clark, the Director of Student Engagement and Development, said, quote, "We have to work together as an entire community to be able to shift, change, or just make people aware of the type of culture that we want students to experience," end quote.
Coates Library held its 6th annual Douglas Day Transcribe-a-thon on February 13th. Participants transcribed primary sources relating to Black history for the Colored Conventions Project. This event is held in collaboration with multiple departments, including History, Arts and Humanities, Student Inclusion and Belonging, and African American Studies. According to the Arts and Humanities Collective co-director Sarah Lugenbell, Douglas Day raises awareness of overlooked historical sources and events. On the importance of transcribing, she said, quote, "At times when historical, political, and cultural narratives are highly controlled and presented as homogeneous, it is particularly imperative that we assert our individual ability to engage with the past," end quote. Students were joined by study abroad students in Belfast, Northern Ireland, as they transcribed over Zoom. Lugenbill said that the event, quote, "strengthens Trinity's community, offering a space where staff, faculty, students, and even the public can sit side by side and work together in a friendly, welcoming environment," end quote. Coming up, your weekly weather forecast from our chief meteorologist.
And details about Governor Abbott's plan to monitor security concerns following the death of a cartel leader in Mexico.
We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Newswave. Hundreds of students across the country, according to the San Antonio Express News, have reportedly been suspended or handed detentions following their participations in an anti-ICE protest this month. Particularly in the East Central Independent School District, approximately 30 students received suspensions as a disciplinary consequence. Claire Lewis, the executive director of San Antonio Students for Peace, said her group has tracked more than 50 school walkouts across the city in the past month, but haven't seen a district go to the lengths of East Central in disciplining participants. While students in the North Side Independent School District received unexcused absences and in-school or out-of-school suspensions, school district officials and teacher official unions have said districts and their educators take no part in organizing or facilitating the protests, but cannot keep students on campus if they choose to leave.
With the unpredictability of Texas weather facing us, our chief meteorologist, Luke Morton, has your update on what to expect this week. Over to you, Luke.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the end of another week. I hope you all had a great one, and without further ado, let's get straight into the weather. The beginning of this week was cool and pleasant, but the past few days have seen record-breaking heat in our area with highs near 90 Wednesday and Thursday. This weekend we'll see continued warmth, with Saturday seeing mostly sunny skies and highs in the mid-80s and lows in the mid-60s. Sunday should see similar weather with perhaps a few more clouds in the sky. The beginning of next week should see highs in the mid-80s and lows in the mid-60s as well, under partly to mostly sunny skies. We could see some rain starting around Wednesday, with highs backing off a little bit. The end of next week should see some scattered showers each day and highs in the mid to upper 70s and the lows in the upper 50s to low 60s. Saturday marks the meteorological beginning of spring, and boy has it sure felt like it these past couple of weeks. Anyways, that's going to be it for me today. I know it's midterm season, so good luck everybody on midterms, and I hope you all have a wonderful spring break as well. Take care, everyone, and I will see you all soon.
Following the death of Mexican cartel leader Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho, Governor Greg Abbott has ordered the Texas Department of Public Safety to increase security along the southern border. On Monday, Abbott, concerned of the surge in violence in Mexico, said the security is to, quote, prevent spillover activity from transnational threats, end quote. DPS will increase its operations of the Texas Highway Patrol, Texas Rangers, Criminal Investigations Division, Special Operations Group, Tactical Marine Unit, and the Aircraft Operations Division. As the situation continues, DPS is collaborating with the federal government to monitor security concerns in Mexico.
Following the devastating floods of last summer that raged through an all-girls camp, Camp Mystic, the families of 9 of the victims are suing the state for allowing the camp to open without a proper evacuation plan. According to NBC News, the civil claim was filed this past Monday in Austin, and it targets the Texas Department of State Health Services, or DSHS, approving the campus license and denying the victims of their, quote, constitutional rights to life and bodily integrity. Additionally, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick sent a letter to the same day to DSHS Commissioner Dr. Jennifer Shufford urging the department to deny a license to the camp for 2026 until all investigations are complete. The camp's license is set to expire on March 31st, and committee of the Texas House and Senate are expected to discuss the findings of the flooding and the resulting casualties this spring.
Just ahead, updates on blizzards in the northeastern United States and an exclusive look at Trinity's career fair. Don't go away, we'll be right back after this message.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first round draft pick, on and off the field. We were taught to not show any signs of weakness. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. I thought that something was wrong with me. For 20 plus years was physical, physical, physical. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father, as a man, and as a husband. Put the importance on your mental health. I'm not scared to talk about it anymore. The first tool is therapy. The second one is positive self-talk. And then journaling, putting your thoughts on paper. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
On Monday, federal health officials presented a plan to move the development of treatments for uncommon diseases forward. According to AP News, these include rare genetic conditions that have gone untreated because of the development of a drug would be unprofitable for pharmaceutical companies. If the plan is implemented, it would reduce the number of patients a treatment needs to be tested on in order for the FDA approved. As the FDA Commissioner, Marty Makary, said, quote, "It is our priority to remove barriers and exercise regulatory flexibility to encourage scientific advances and deliver more cures and meaningful treatments for patients suffering from rare diseases," end quote. Traditionally, the more people tested with the drug, the greater the likelihood the drug is approved. By lowering the threshold of how many people need to experiment with the treatment, health officials hope pharmaceutical companies will see an opportunity to make profit and treat rare conditions.
This past Wednesday, Trinity University hosted a career fair for those in search of internships or post-graduation employment. Package producer Odalys Caballero gave us an inside perspective on this event. Let's take a look.
On Wednesday, February 25th, the Center for Experiential Learning and Career Success hosted the annual Spring 2026 Career and Internship Fair in Laurie Auditorium from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., giving students the opportunity to explore potential career paths and connect with employers.
Hi everyone, my name is Jose Salazar. I'm a senior business analytics major and a student assistant with the Center for Experiential Learning and Career Success. Today I'm working the baggage drop at the career fair where students can leave their backpacks before they go in to speak with the employers.
After storing their belongings and checking in, students made their way into the main auditorium where they spoke with recruiters representing a wide range of companies and nonprofit organizations. The event, sponsored by Dell Technologies, highlighted opportunities connected to the School of Social Sciences and Civic Engagement. Seniors received early access to the fair, entering at 10 a.m. for an exclusive hour to network directly with employers. Among the participating organizations were the City of San Antonio, HEB, Sherwin-Williams, along with many others representing diverse industries. We spoke with a Trinity senior to gain insight into this week's event and learn more about their experience navigating the fair.
My name is Freddie. I'm a senior and I am a art and communications major. I work for the marketing team at Trinity, and I was here at Career Fair to see if I can try and find any good jobs here. We have a lot of good partnerships. So, I'm looking at farmers, I'm looking at HEB, looking at City of San Antonio. These are all really great companies, really great employers. Some of them are even alumni. So it feels really nice to have a good connection with them and, have Trinity be that place to just chat with them or anything of the sort. I also see a lot of freshmen, seniors, and juniors and sophomores, all of the different varying grades. One thing to close off on, I really love Career Fair. I think it's a great thing that they do annually, and I seriously hope they keep it up with even more opportunities and anything of the sort.
This year's Spring Career and Internship Fair was a success for many students, giving them the opportunity to initiate meaningful relationships with recruiters and industry professionals. For some, the event opened doors to potential post-grad full-time opportunities, while for others, it served as an important early step towards the workforce.
According to AP News, a huge snowstorm pummeled the northeastern United States on Monday, forcing millions to stay home among strong winds, blizzard warnings, transportation shutdowns, and school and businesses closures. The National Weather Service referred to the storm as a bomb cyclone, which happens when a storm's pressure falls by a certain amount within 24 hours, occurring mainly in the fall and in winter when frigid Arctic air can reach the south and clash with warmer temperatures. Despite the weather and the warnings, citizens shovel and explore the snowfall. Louis Valles, a concierge at a residential tower off of Wall Street, was clearing the sidewalk, quote, "It's very quiet, except for the howling winds. A couple of residents have gone out to get their essentials. Other than that, there's nothing," end quote.
Despite a recent Supreme Court block to his tariffs, President Trump still plans on raising import surcharges from other countries. According to AP News, after the Supreme Court last Friday struck down President Trump's tariffs as unconstitutional, the president seeks to implement them anyway, using the Trade Act of 1974. This act, which has never been used in this way before, gives the president the power to raise tariffs up to 15% for 150 days without the need for congressional approval. After initially sticking to 10%, President Trump then wanted to raise the global tariff to 15% on Saturday. This Monday, the president threatened other countries to ignore the Supreme Court's decision and pay the import surcharges. Trump posted, quote, "Any country that wants to play games with the Supreme Court decision will be met with a much higher tariff, and worse than that which they just recently agreed to," unquote. Despite this, the Supreme Court clearly stated last Friday that the power to establish tariffs lies with Congress, and given how the Trade Act of 1974 has never before been tested in court, it remains to be seen how legal these tariffs still are.
Still ahead, your Trinity Sports update in the closing of the Winter Olympics in Milan. Stick around, and we'll be right back.
Hello again and welcome back to the sports section for the week. The Tiger men's tennis team scored a decisive 6-1 victory against Occidental College, continuing their strong run through their California road trip this past Sunday. In softball, Trinity has cleared a sweep against Whitworth College twice now during the first two home games of the season, finishing with a combined 10-1 record between them thus far. Moving on to basketball, where the men's team has slammed Southwestern 90-65 this past Saturday, ending their SAA regular season run on a high by successfully earning a title. The women's golf team finished third at the Center College Classic after completing final round play at the Pinehurst Resort Country Club No. 1. Washington University in St. Louis ultimately claimed the tournament title, but Trinity battled through a demanding final day to secure another podium finish against strong national competition. Finally, in the realm of track and field, Trinity's track and field team will participate in the program's first ever indoor conference championships this weekend at the SAA Indoor Championships. After a strong showing at the Howie Ryan Invitational on February 13th, they'll hope to maintain their success as they try to dethrone defending champion Center College on both sides. That is about it from me and the Trinity Sports World from this week. See y'all next time.
According to AP News, the European Union failed to pass sanctions against Russia after surprise objections from Hungary. The EU intended to approve a new loan to Ukraine and levy additional sanctions against Russia for the 4th anniversary of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. But Hungary, widely seen as the most pro-Russia EU member, threatened to hold up both of the sanctions and the loan. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban made an unsubstantiated allegation that Ukraine is blocking Russian oil shipments to Hungary. Hungarian Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó told journalists, quote, "No one has the right to put our energy security at risk," end quote. In spite of the setback, other European leaders vowed to continue supporting Ukraine, with French President Emmanuel Macron declaring, quote, "Our determination to continue supporting Ukraine is unwavering," end quote.
Punch, a baby monkey in Japan, has captivated the world with videos of his story that went viral last week. Punch is a Japanese macaque who was abandoned by his mother, and zookeepers gave him a stuffed orangutan to comfort him. According to The Guardian, zookeeper Kosuke Shikano stated that, quote, "Baby Japanese macaques immediately cling onto their mother's body after birth to build muscle strength. They also get a sense of security through holding on to something. However, because he has been abandoned, Punch has nothing to grip onto," end quote. Unfortunately, Punch has also been the victim of bullying by other macaques in his enclosure, with viral videos showing him running to his stuffed orangutan for support after he was attacked. Although it looks devastating, zookeepers have confirmed that the behavior of the other monkeys towards Punch is not abnormal and is regular social interaction. As millions watch his story online and visitors flock to the Ichikawa Zoo, the world holds on to hope that Punch will one day be accepted and overcome his past.
This past Sunday, the Olympics in Milan and Cortina wrapped up. The final event took place bright and early for people watching in the United States, as the U.S. and Canada played for the gold medal in men's hockey. The U.S. has already won the gold medal against Canada on the women's side in overtime 2 days earlier, and the men found themselves in a position to do the same. Jack Hughes scored the golden goal for the U.S. in overtime as they took down Canada 2-1. The official close to the game came hours later as the closing ceremony, which took place in the ancient Verona Arena. According to AP News, the ceremony was a tribute to Italian dance and music. In total, the U.S. finished second in medals to Norway and will host the upcoming Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this week.
Newswave will be back after spring break on March 20th. On behalf of all of us here at Newswave, we hope you have a safe and fun break. Until next time, I'm Baden Russell.
And I'm Lily Long. Happy Friday.